Hey there, my name is LexC, and you are now tuned in to LexChat, a show dedicated to music and development and helping each other to become better artists and creatives. This week, let's chat followers on social media. Specifically, if you're in a relationship, should you follow your partner? Why or why not? Let's get into this chat. Stay tuned.
I got a new set, room in my bed. It wasn't too soon before I was led. Look to my left side, across the room, and when I locked eyes, yeah, I got in my mood. Looked up and I could see someone staring at me. Who snuck into my room? It gets even better when you. I'm not telling you, see who's been dying.
All right, so you just heard my song, It's You, from the Love Reset album. And you can find that album everywhere on all streaming platforms, Spotify, Tidal, Apple, Amazon, any major streaming platform. You can find Love Reset there. That album was produced by Maurice Beats. But if you really want to go the extra mile and you really want to support, then I would highly recommend that you experience the physical copy, which I actually have physical copies of the album, and you can find that by going to my website, www.LexCATL.com. I would greatly appreciate it, and you can even select if you want a signature and a personalized message. So that's something that you'd be interested in. You want to experience music how we used to experience it with the CDs and things. I would highly recommend that. I would highly recommend it. So quick shout out. First off, shout out to the patrons, Eldon and Mr. Flat Shoals. Thank you guys so much for supporting me through Patreon every single month. It really helps to ease my mind, and it helps me to be a little more stable so I can keep providing content and more valuable information to all of you out there so that we can help each other to become better artists and better creatives. That's the whole point of LexChat, right? And speaking of, right? Oh, if you want to be a patron, go to patreon.com/LexCATL, patreon.com/LexCATL. And for as little as $5 a month, you can join the tribe and help to support me so I can continue to bring valuable information and content to you. All right. And speaking of patrons, Flat Shoals actually has a new song out. It's called Zone 6, out right now on all streaming platforms. So definitely got to give that a listen. Definitely got to check it out. I wanted to make sure I give him a shout out. He's always supporting me. So I want to show the love right back and give a shout out on the show. That's Flat Shoals, SHOALS. All right. That's Zone 6. Look out for that on all streaming platforms. Also, shout out to Maurice Beats. He has released Ray Love Tapes, which is out now. And I think he's got another project in the works. So shout out to you guys. I'm so happy for you. Congratulations on your release. Let's continue to release music. Let's continue to figure out how to push it in front of people. And let's continue to support each other and listen to each other. I actually got to go through and listen to y'all and add you to my Spotify playlist, Lexi and Friends. So, a little bit of like cross promotion for one another, okay? A few announcements before we get into the chat. The next coffee date, as of this recording, is going to be Sunday, July 7th, 2024, all right? At 3 p.m., That's Sunday, July 7th, the first Sunday of July at 3 p.m. right here on Instagram. Well, this is showing on YouTube and, Spotify and Apple Podcasts, but we do the live virtual coffee date on Instagram, LexCATL. That's at LexCATL. I would really love it if you tuned in for that. Okay? It's an opportunity to create community between creatives and business owners and entrepreneurs. And we help to point each other to different resources and even collaborate with one another to help build up our knowledge and build up our actual business and, just bounce ideas off of each other. So it's a whole community that I'm building, and it's the Coffee Date crew. I would love it if you could join me virtually. Again, that's on Instagram at LexCATL, LexCATL. Alrighty. And last thing I want to do, I want to give a shout out to Magic Mind. I've been partnering with them for a few months now and bringing y'all some great deals on the pricing for it. Now, LexChat doesn't really get the official like sponsorship for Magic Mind, but I love them so much that I just go ahead and throw it on the LexChat. Okay, so Magic Mind is a mental performance elixir, and you can use it to help you with managing your stress, managing your energy, and managing your mental performance and your productivity. I take it, I get the 15 bottles per month because I do have my busy moments, but I don't like to take things all the time. They have a 15 bottle option and a 30 bottle option. I get the 15 one. You can take it every other day or just take it as you need it. If you feel like you need to be extra productive, you need extra help to manage your stress and your energy and your productivity, then I would recommend you get the 30 bottle supply, which is a monthly subscription thing, all right? So anyone who's listening to LexC, anyone who is in my audience, I have a special code for you. I can get you 20% off of your one-time purchase or 20% off of your subscription when you go to magicmind.com/LexC20 and use my code LexC20 at checkout, okay? Even if you've used the trial code from before, remember when you got that free 3-pack, that free 3 bottles, even if you've used that code before, you can still use this one and get 20% off of your one-time purchase or your subscription. It's super easy process. It's delivered right to your door, and 100% money back guarantee. If you don't love it, they won't ask any questions. They'll give you your money back. You don't even have to return the bottles. It's super easy, but you're not going to want to return it. I'm telling you right now, it's such a great product, and it really helps me to stay mentally sharp and alert and in the moment. A lot of times I can get really drained from all the stuff that I do. Magic Mind just gives me that little extra boost. So go to magicmind.com/LexC20 to get 20% off of your purchase. And yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the topic for today. It's been a little minute since I've done a Lex chat, like a couple weeks. And the reason for that is because I've just gotten so much more busy ever since I came back from Sierra Leone. Like I haven't even finished my vlog as of this recording to talk about Sierra Leone. But I came back at the end of April, and there's been a lot of shifting going on in my life. There's been a lot of changes in my schedule, changes in personnel around me, and there's been a mindset shift, which I'm really grateful for. I'll get into that another time. I think I'll allow the patrons to have access to that information. First and foremost, I feel my mouth getting so dry, so I need some water. So yeah, Sierra Leone was amazing, but and I actually had enough Lex chats stockpiled to last through the trip, but then I got home and got too busy and was like, you know what? I'm just gonna have to sacrifice on the Lex chat. I'm not gonna be able to do it. And I missed out. It's been like 3 weeks since I posted a Lex chat. So I'm so sorry. I apologize to y'all, anybody who looks forward to these on a weekly basis. But we back. We're going to get back into recording a bunch of episodes and getting some dope topics coming your way. So first topic to ease us back in, it's a little lighthearted, but it's very fitting considering what's been going on in my life. And I know some other people who have been struggling with this as well. But, I'm not going to say too much on the personal side because it's not important to mention that person, but I have dealt with on more than one occasion guys, significant others, someone that I'm dating, becoming upset with me or jealous or some kind of issue arising from social media. So I asked the question the other day, should you follow your significant other on social media? And I asked Instagram, what are some pros and cons to having your partner follow you on social media? What's the pros and cons of y'all being on social media together? And surprisingly, or not so surprisingly, I'm actually really surprised that most people said that it's a con to have your partner following you. And now, even though I've had bad experiences with partners, trying to control what I do, despite knowing who I am and knowing what I do before we even started dating, even though I've had those issues with people, I still very much believe that if you have the right partner, it can be a beautiful thing for y'all to follow each other on social media, and you could be like a big support to one another. So I was actually very surprised to see so many people on Instagram was like, no, don't do that ish at all. Don't do it. Block them. Don't even bother. Don't even bring it into the conversation of the relationship. I'm just like, wow, what have y'all been through, really and truly? But let's get into the conversations, right? So I had to sit down and think a little bit of what would be some benefits to having my boyfriend, or what's some benefits to having your significant other follow you on social media. It took me a little minute because, like I said, I haven't experienced it for myself, but these are some things that I imagine could be a great benefit to having somebody. Sorry, I'm debating how much I want to show on the camera. This is a new angle that I'm trying out, but some benefits that I thought of. Benefits of following each other on social media. And anybody who's tuned in on the Instagram, y'all let me know your thoughts as well. So some benefits that I thought of for following each other on social media. You have your person who will be there to support you. The number one positive of having your significant other following you on social media is knowing that you will have someone who is supportive, or at least I would expect that whoever is my boyfriend, if you want us to be known on social media, you need to be publicly supporting me on social media. I've run into issues before where people want to be private and then they get upset because I never post them on my social media. Well, you said you wanted to be private. I'm just respecting that. And also, I mean, I don't necessarily love everybody being in my business, but I'll never keep my person's secret. But we gotta be, I'm not gonna go there. It's gonna be petty. It's gonna get petty if I say anything more. But, you know, if you are my boyfriend, it's not gonna be a secret, but it will be private. But, you know, if we're together and we decide that social media is something that's important to us, then we set those boundaries together. Like, okay, what does that look like? Me following you, you following me. Do we both have an understanding of what we do and what this social media space means for us personally? Or if this is a business page, what does this mean for us professionally? For me, I'm a singer, songwriter, audio engineer. Social media is a huge part of the entertainment industry, and even though I don't necessarily love being on social media all the time or love being on my phone, I do have to use social media as a tool. And in fact, in my line of work, if I don't have a presence online, people think I'm not successful. So that's kind of the caveat with dating someone who's in the entertainment industry. And you would really think that someone else in entertainment would understand that, but I guess not. One E-Herd says, depends on if they insecure or not, or if you act single online. How does one act single online? I really need to understand this too. So there's acting single online. Well, I need you to expand on that for me. Because like I said, like, I'm all for keeping my relationship private. It doesn't have to be a secret, but if someone tells me, you know, we don't need to have people in our business, this could just be between me and you. We don't need people, you know, throwing negative energy at our relationship once they find out who we're with or whatever. So I've had conversations like that just to find out that the reason they didn't want me posting is because they got other people that they've been talking to the whole time. And once you get on someone's radar, it becomes a whole thing. I just went through so much drama with this, where I sought somebody out because they got on my radar, and then it just turned into a big thing. But the main benefit, like I'm saying before I got that comment, the main benefit of having your partner follow you is that built-in support system. Once you set those boundaries, once you set those expectations, what does it look like that we're following each other? Does it matter? If I'm following you, do you expect me to like every picture? Do you expect me to comment on everything? Do you expect me to share every time you have a show? Do you expect me to share every time you release a song? Or are you going to tell me which things you want me to show my support on, right? So I think you just have to define those boundaries with whoever it is you're going to be on social media with. So there's that interaction with each other's pages. And then when it comes to posting each other, what are our rules gonna be for posting each other? Are we showing face? Are we tagging? Are we loudly and proudly doing this? What does that look like? You know, we have to both agree on it. Like, it could be a privacy thing for some people. It could be a validation thing for some people. Me personally, I think I've always liked the idea of someone claiming me and posting me on social media, but Because I haven't had like I haven't felt like secure in relationships, I would never allow myself to post that person until I knew what it was. So that's been my struggle, just to be a little transparent with you. 1E Heard says, basically your online character portrays single. I need you to give specific examples because that can mean a lot. I never post people on my stuff, but nobody knows whether or not I'm single or dating somebody. And what I do as an artist, like, it's not like I'm showing my body off. It's not like I'm twerking in the camera. So maybe that's what you mean by acting single. But so I would agree with you there. You can't be doing stuff like that. As for the guys, you can't be posting thirst traps and you can't be liking other women's pictures who are like half naked and not expecting your girl to feel away. Like, yeah, I get that. So, yeah. What's another benefit of following each other? They add to your follower count. That's very important. Hey, Ray Ray, how you doing, girl? Your significant other adds to your follower count. That's one more follower. If they're super active online, they can help you with engagement. So like I mentioned, when it comes to like mentioning boundaries with one another, if you establish the expectation of liking and sharing each other's stuff, then if your partner has a pretty good following and you have a pretty good following and y'all are like cross posting with each other, maybe you create content together, maybe you collaborate on posts together and y'all have like decent followings, y'all can throw traffic back and forth to each other, especially if you're like complementary industries, you know? So like if I'm a singer-songwriter and I'm dating a producer and me and that producer, we complement each other because he can produce, I can write, I can sing, we engineer, and we can make content together in that way, right? We can make music together. Like that's beneficial if we choose to explore that benefit with one another. So you can create content together. Like again, that's another great form of having support. And somebody who's a motivator and you can keep each other accountable. Like, hey, you said you wanted to make this content. Let's sit down and have a creation day. Memories, things that never happened. But let's sit down and have a creation day. You hold each other accountable. Hey, you haven't posted in a week. You said you wanted to post at least once a week. I know you have like hella videos in your phone. Go ahead and just throw one out there. Don't even think about it. Because at this point, the goal is for you to get stuff out, right? But you can help each other, you know? And it's free and consistent promo from at least one person in your life. And it's a really good feeling to have somebody like that in your corner, all right? Now, let's get into... Okay, so my video keeps pausing on Instagram. I don't know how to fix that. So now let's get into the cons of following each other. And as 1E Heard said earlier, if your partner is insecure, it's just not going to work. And this is like the common sentiment of everyone who responded to my story when I posted it on Instagram. Everyone was like, there's nothing but cons to this. Don't even do it. Don't follow each other. Somebody was like, just go ahead and block them so they can never find you on social media, because it's always going to be a problem apparently. And it always has been a problem for some people. So some cons would be if your partner is insecure. So someone like me, right? I need someone who is confident in himself, and I need someone who trusts me and knows that I'm all about him. If you don't trust me, if you're not secure in our relationship, if the relationship hasn't been defined, how can you feel secure, right? But if we don't know what this is and we don't feel secure in it, we don't feel confident in it, then of course, certain things that I post, you might take the wrong way. Or if you see guys underneath my pictures, like I'm a beautiful woman, right? I have people who express to me how beautiful they think I am. Girl, what you doing? I have people who express to me how beautiful they think I am, and they leave comments saying how beautiful I am. They leave heart emojis, they leave kissy faces and things like that. If you're with someone who's insecure and who doesn't trust you, any little comment like that, they're gonna think like, oh, what have you done with this person? Why is this person leaving? And like I'm in the limelight, you know, I'm an entertainer. It's not like I'm entertaining these comments. I will respond and say thank you or leave a heart emoji or heart hands or things of that nature, but it's not like I'm flirting back and forth, right? And that would be me like respecting my partner, but still not acting single, as somebody else pointed out before. But I need someone like me. I need my partner to be secure and confident and not take those things the wrong way, and just understand that, okay, She is a public figure. A lot of people will admire her, but I trust that she chooses me. That's what needs to happen. But, a lot of times, apparently that doesn't happen. I wrote down a few questions here. Does it ever get annoying to see your person liking or commenting on everything you post? Is that a con? Like, you see them on every single thing? Does that get annoying for some people? Or is that what you would prefer if your partner is following you online? What if you post something they don't like? This happened to me where I posted some things and I didn't put him as the credit as the person who took the picture, who took the video. And that was a whole issue. Oh, are you afraid of someone knowing who took the picture? No, in general, if it's not a professional picture, I don't give the credit on the picture. But, what if I post something they don't like, or what if I post something in a way that they don't like me posting it in that way? So I've also had, I'm an artist, right? Sometimes I'll wear things where it's showing like an outline of my breasts and I'm not naked, I'm not showing nipple, but the person is like, oh, I'm not comfortable with you dressing like that. But you met me dressing like that, bro. So it's like, you just got to understand who your person is, what they do, what is this person's relationship to social media, and what are the expectations and the boundaries that y'all are going to set for one another when it comes to that, and when it comes to how you're interacting with each other on social media, if you choose to interact with each other at all. I've seen successful couples, like fitness couples, who will be on together and they look good together and they look confident together. You see them periodically in the comment sections, liking each other's posts, supporting. And so that is something that I would ideally want from my partner. We don't have to be like obsessed with each other's pages, because if we're always on there, then that's a problem too for me, just because I don't want to be on social media all day. But yeah, it's possible that you two can be supportive in that way and not be jealous. Something else that I always think of, does your partner get jealous if you don't credit them? Oh, I already answered that. If you don't credit them for taking your picture or video, because I had someone get mad at me before, even though I wasn't his girlfriend. I'm not gonna, Anyway, you can see what they like. Here's another con. You can see what they like and what if it's something you don't want them liking. So the example I used earlier was, what if you are with someone and they are always liking pictures of girls who are half naked, or girls who are twerking or just dressed seductively. I had someone who would tell me, man, every time I go to my explore page, it's always jewelry and girls with big butts in my thing. And I'm like, well, that's probably because that's what you're feeding your algorithm. I ain't trip off it, but I did take mental note. I'm like, okay, you must be liking a lot of this type of content. Otherwise, Instagram would not be feeding you this. Instagram is going to feed you what you interact with and what you stay on the longest. So if you're noticing that your explore page and your sponsored stuff that comes up is always a particular thing, you need to change your diet. You need to change what you're consuming, change what you're interacting with. That's all I would have to say about that, right? And then, yeah, at the end of the day, it really is, it's your choice on whether or not y'all want to follow each other. The only people in the relationship are you and that person. Do you want to follow each other? Yes or no? If you do follow each other, okay, what are our boundaries? What are our expectations? How are we going to interact with each other? Are we going to collaborate on content together? Are we confident with ourselves as a person and confident in who we are as a partner, so that we know that our partner would choose us and our partner respects us and all of those things? Are we secure with ourselves and secure in the relationship so there's no insecurity? Insecurity will cause people to lash out. It'll cause people to argue. It'll cause people to make crazy requests and to not see things logically, or to want to stop their partner from doing things that could be beneficial for them business-wise if social media is something they depend on for business. If you're not secure in the relationship, it could really it could really mess up someone's money. Like, an insecure partner can really mess up your money when it comes to this social media stuff. So you got to be careful with that, and just make sure you're keeping up with your relationship. So social media can't easily sway how you feel towards one another. I think, to have a transparent moment without putting too much of my business out there, I think some people I've dated in the past, the relationship wasn't that great, and I think they knew that. because I had also expressed my dissatisfaction, right? And so I think that because they knew that, they felt like what I was being fed on social media was giving me different idea of them as a person or as a partner or whoever my significant other was at the time, right? But if you make sure that your relationship is solid outside of social media and y'all are nurturing the relationship and pouring into each other, making sure you're spending time with each other in real life, making sure you're complimenting each other in real life, and making sure you're enjoying one another in real life, then I don't think social media is going to be a big problem. The biggest problem I see is with people who are not secure in their relationship and with their partner. That's when social media becomes a big issue. Because if I felt like I was getting everything I needed from the relationship, I wouldn't be seeking validation online because I'm getting it from my person. You know what I mean? So those are just some things to keep in mind when it comes to, should I follow my partner on social media or should I not? There can be benefits if you're with the right person. And like I said, y'all got the right boundaries and the right expectations set out with each other. But let me know what y'all think about this topic. Do you follow your significant other on social media? Do you believe in private relationships, or do you believe in loudly and proudly posting everything about your partner, posting every time you do something with them and posting them all over your timeline to claim them? I would like to experience that someday. I really would. I would like to experience that. Or are you gonna block your person because like it's none of their business, or you just don't want the headache? Let me know how y'all feel about that in the comment section down below. I really hope that y'all enjoyed the topic today. This was very lighthearted Lex Chat today, but it is something that I will get into a deeper conversation about in the future down the line, because relationships in this type of industry, especially for me as a woman, it can be a little tricky to navigate. So I'll probably get into a deeper conversation on that in a future Lex Chat episode. But before we get out of here, I want to give another shout out to my patrons, Mr. Flat Shows and Eldon Cleary. Thank you guys so much for supporting me. If you are listening or watching this podcast and you would like to support me as well, you can go to patreon.com/LexCATL. I'm also going to figure out how to open up support on YouTube as well. So let's see about that. Also, shout out to Flat Shows for his release of his single Zone 6, out now on all streaming platforms. Shout out to Maurice Beats for releasing Ray Ray Love Tapes. It's out now on all streaming platforms. And the next coffee date, remember, is going to be Sunday, July 7th at 3 p.m. virtually on Instagram. That is Eastern Time. That's Instagram at LexCATL. All right. And a final mention for Magic Mind Mental Performance Shot. Go to magicmind.com/Lexi20 for 20% off of your one-time purchase or 20% off of your subscription. Thank you so much for tuning in to Lex Chat today. My name is Lexi. Until next time, peace.